everyone, welcome back to another vlog. My name is Astrid. If you haven't already met me, I am the creator and the owner of Snug Stitches by Astrid. I've recently pivoted to amigurumi more than baby items. I thought I would do a bit of a 2025, oh now it's starting, 2025 goals, because I don't know, I've seen other people do it and I think it'd be good to videotape myself and hold myself accountable for my goals, because last year I didn't achieve any of them and I was embarrassed and a bit upset, so I'm gonna hold myself accountable. So I haven't written them down, but I'm going to. But I guess one of my real big goals for this year is to get through most of my stash, if not all of it, because the last week of December I had counted how many balls of yarn I have, and it's over 240 now. So on Threads I've made a not a competition but a challenge, that's the word. I've made a challenge for myself so that I think it's every 100 followers I go through a ball of yarn, and I made it to almost 500 followers, so that's 5 balls of yarn. That is going pretty quickly, but I need to get through more skeins, so I think I might change up the challenge a bit and say if I get to, say for example, 600 followers, I have to go through 6 skeins, and then 700 I have to go through 7 skeins. You know what I mean? There's a fly. My second goal is to grow my business as much as possible. So that means posting consistently on social media and YouTube and just everywhere. I want to make posts that people will engage with, so that I'm not just posting to the void, if you know what I mean. Which means that at the same time I'll also have a really nice community of fibre artists or people that just enjoy the craft or just enjoy watching people craft. So yeah, I want to grow as much as I can, and that also means going to markets that, well, not markets per se, but shows. This is the same thing. Shows that I never thought that I really would be going to. There's one at Macquarie 1, which is the wharf over the other side of the water. I think it's at the end of each year, and it's the Tasmanian Crafters show. And I want to do that because I think that would be a lot of fun. Selling all of my creations and potentially finding people who will purchase my patterns as well. Speaking of patterns, another goal of mine is to create a pattern, whether it be free or paid, every month, at least one pattern every month, because that means that I'm always improving my skills. I'm giving the world things that are out of my brain for them to make, which I think is absolutely amazing. And I feel like if I make the things in my head that I love, everyone else will love them. So I want to create patterns that I would purchase, not necessarily what other people would purchase, if that makes sense. Because I feel like if I made something that was trending, it wouldn't be purchased. I feel like if I made something that I put my time and effort into and I actually love the finished product, it will sell because it'll show, the emotion will show. Another goal is to hopefully find a stockist, whether it be in Tasmania or in Australia, because I would love my items to be up on a shelf in like a little souvenir store or a craft store. I feel like that'd be very gratifying. I just feel like it'd be a very, very nice feeling. Not necessarily a business goal next, but I want to be able to save enough to be able to take my mum and myself on a trip to Sydney or Melbourne, because that's where we love. We've been to Sydney, Melbourne and Queensland in Australia, and of course Tasmania where we live. I think we've also been to Canberra, but only in a layover flight. That's not the point though. I would love to take mum out on a trip that's funded by my crochet. And whether that happens this year or if I'm just saving up this year, that's something that means a lot to me and I want to do it. Because I just feel like she's given so much to me and I want to give that back to her. She's just so, so lovely. A crochet goal next will be getting through all of my works in progress, my whips, because I've got a few. At the moment, I've had to start a new project because the cat that I'm making that was supposed to be my Scrapbuster cat, it's turning out way too big for the safety eyes that I have, so I've had to purchase more, and I'm not even sure that those would be big enough for the cat, so I'm going to need to figure something out. So at the moment, I've started making myself a blanket, a lightweight, a fingering weight blanket. So I've made these squares. This is, hold on, I've got the yarn here. It's Bella Baby, this will be flipped, but it's Bella Baby Toot Garook 4-ply, and it's 100% cotton. So it's very lightweight. And then I've also got yarn from my favourite yarn store in Sydney, and it's Morris & Sons. And the brand of the yarn is Manos del Uruguay, and it's Fino. It's extra fine merino and silk. 70% merino wool and 30% silk. So out of the, because they're mini skeins, I've caked up all of the mini skeins. I think it's a pack of 5. I'll show you in a second, I'm just getting them. But yeah, you get a pack of 5 and you can see what other colours I've got. But I've got these that I haven't used yet. I absolutely love this green. It's gorgeous. But I've already made 3 squares out of this one. So they're very lightweight, very soft. I can't wait to block them. I feel like it's going to be a really nice blocking experience. And then this one. So they are different. But I've made 3 squares out of that. I find that you can get 3 squares out of each colour with a little bit to spare. Like that's not enough to make a granny square unless I make it with a slightly smaller hook, and I'd rather not because I feel like it'd play with attention, but we'll never say, we'll never find out. And then I've got like that tiny amount left. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, I've also got a cake of Peyton's, I think it's Artistry, that I wound up last night, and I'm starting a square with that. So I'm going to use all of my special yarn to make myself a really lightweight, really beautiful blanket. Because I never make anything for myself. I always make things to sell or make things for other people. I never make any for myself, and I think I need to make some for myself. Another goal for my crochet, I think it's going to be the last goal, but I don't know. I've got a whole year. We've got another 364 days, unless it's a leap year. I don't think it is though. But my last goal would be to get through all my scrap yarn, because I've got a big crate full of like tiny little balls of yarn that's left over, and then I've got a Ziploc bag, like a sandwich bag, full of little yarn cuttings that I'm gonna have to use. And I have just been stuffing amigurumi with my stuffing and the yarn scraps, kind of layering them. I can't talk today. But something that I've been making, and I'm going to be releasing a free pattern, I reckon today or tomorrow, are these little project bags. This is all yarn scrap. So what it is, it's just, I need to starch it so it doesn't kind of bend out. But it's just single crochets and a plywood base. Single crochets up, and then when you get here, you chain for the handle. You do a couple more rows, and then you do a crab stitch border. But yeah, I need to starch it so it doesn't bow, because that's a bit annoying. But yeah, those are all of my crochet goals, my business goals for this year. In 4 days, it's going to be my birthday. I'll be turning 22, so I think my yarn stash is going to grow, because I think Mum's taking me to Spotlight, and you know that when you go to Spotlight you can't not get yarn. I mean, what are you doing at Spotlight if you're not getting yarn? But yeah, no, those are my 2025 goals. Hopefully I get through them. Hopefully I stick to my word. You're holding me accountable. But yeah, I can't wait to see what this year brings. I feel like it's going to be a really good one for everyone. Well, hopefully. Everyone said that this last year. Alright, I'm gonna go. But yeah, no, those are my goals. Have a lovely, lovely year. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my little vlog, please feel free to give it a like or share it or subscribe. Don't feel pressured to. I always feel pressured to when people say that. Yeah, have a lovely year. See ya.